Welcome to our Edinburgh garden, where I'm in conversation with my son Cameron about where we access wisdom in the midst of the pandemic, and also how shall we choose to live after the pandemic. Each week I've been drawing on teachers from the past and asking, if they were with us now, what might they say to us? This week I'm drawing on the great Celtic prophet of the 12th, 20th century in Scotland, George MacLeod. Prophets, I believe, do two things very well. One is that they announce the sacredness of all life. And the second is that they denounce any sacrilege of life, any injustice or wrong. One of George MacLeod's favorite mantras in his teaching was "Matter matters," because at the heart of the material is the spiritual. I don't know how many times George MacLeod would have said this over his many decades, but he lived until he was 96, and he had plenty of opportunity to do so, and he repeated these words shamelessly. Certain things need to be repeated again and again because we keep forgetting. To say that matter matters is to say that what we do to the matter of one another's bodies in relationship matters. How we care for the physical needs of those who are unwell and suffering matters. How we handle the matter of the body of the earth with reverence and justice and equity matters. And how we handle the matters of the body politic, that is, how we choose to organize ourselves as societies and nations, matter. All these matters matter. Many of us are living during the pandemic in nations that have profoundly failed to protect the most vulnerable among us, the elderly in our care homes and those who are working courageously to care for them. And is it not significant that the economically disadvantaged are much more prone to this virus than others? The mark of a true and noble society or nation is a society that cares for the so-called least as much as the so-called greatest. A society or nation that is failing to give a priority of treatment to the most vulnerable is essentially a false nation, and it needs to change. Part of what we are being invited to do during this pandemic is to ask, how shall we choose to live after the pandemic? Do we continue to fail those who are most vulnerable? What we do to the physical, what we do to the matter of people's lives, is how we touch and care for the divine among us and within us. If George MacLeod were here today, he would continue to repeat this mantra. Matter matters.